Well, leaving the town. My text is an adapted perspective, in-depth account of a moment of tension in Tim Winton's big world, which is part of a collection of short stories in his book, The Turning. Mixed tenses. In my short story, I have the boys escape from the town as a framing device in the present tense. This is in order to create an excitement and immediacy in the moment. The other paragraphs are past tense, and it's Biggie reflecting on his life and the many events and significant people that led him to where he is in the Combi van on the highway. Character construction. When I was writing a new take on a moment of tension from Tim Winton's big world, I decided to construct the characters in the book quite differently, due to a character persona only being the idea of someone's perspective. In the main text, it is from Charlie's perspective, whereas in mine it's from Biggie's, so the characters would seem quite different. Biggie. He's not as dumb as in the main Turning. This is due to him not actually being dumb, just not trying. He's also connected to Charlie due to the brutal violence of his father, and he has his own thoughts and dreams of escaping Angeles, unlike the book where it was mainly charged by the narrator, or as I like to call him, Charlie. First, Charlie. He's isolated by dysfunctional family pressures. He acts the class clown to disguise his intelligence, and he doesn't truly understand Biggie. And thirdly, the uncle. The uncle is a new character I've put in. He's like the father figure to Biggie, due to Biggie's father being extremely abusive. He's protected him and his mother from his father's brutality on multiple occasions, one of which is shown in my text. His death causes Biggie to look for another relationship in order to find peace and solitude away from his family. This relationship is with Charlie, and it is a false one. Language. I used my experience and research into Tim Winton's writing style in order to create characters and places through different language techniques and words. I attempted to mimic teenage colloquial language and vernacular that is synonymous with regional Australia. One more moment where this is done is when Biggie recalls, "I was never into Charlie's romantic bullshit." Whilst Biggie does use more heavy swear words in this text than bullshit, it is a classic example of how he would talk in a completely casual conversation, which I believe really taps into the teenage Australian outback vernacular. Domestic violence. In the main book, when the narrator, or Charlie, talks about Biggie's abusive father in the text, he doesn't go into much depth, which is why in my text, I want it to be a more important and crucial part in Biggie's life. When Biggie hits Tony McAuley, it is a classic example of how domestic violence breeds more violence, and in the text, Biggie takes his anger on his father out on Tony McAuley. Family dislocation. Charlie's family is also very dysfunctional, although not quite as dysfunctional as Biggie's. His mum has affairs with married men all across Angeles, and his dad left when he was only little. This connection between the boys was one of the major contributing factors that drove them together into a false friendship. Male adolescent relationships. These two boys are brought together with violence. This is the Tony McAuley incident. Their relationship is a very classic male relationship, and they hide their emotions and parts of their lives from each other in order to make each other look better. They also have a sense of loyalty to each other, but this becomes exposed as false when Biggie chooses Meg over Charlie. Their friendship stopped them from developing into men and having stable, functioning lives. Last, but by no means least, is the choice of moment of tension. The small paragraphs which describe the escape from Angeles in the Combi represent the excitement and euphoria of finally breaking away and heading for an unknown future. The descriptive language connected with escape heightens the drama, the sun reflects this silver light, which is almost blinding, is an example of the descriptive words that Tim Winton might use if he was writing an adaptation similar to mine. Also, short, sharp sentences help reflect the energy which is stirring through Biggie's mind. I have a chemistry with this girl. She's different. I'm different. We're the same. Those short, sharp sentences really create a view of excitement in the reader's mind and really allows them to connect with the story in a much more elegant fashion.